we're starting our offseason coverage tonight. We're going to go 2 divisions an episode here. We're starting with the defending Super Bowl champions, Los Angeles Rams, and the NFC West. And no one on this show in the past was a bigger believer in the Los Angeles Rams than one Dylan Kearns, because of his boy, Ben Skowronek, a.k.a. Benny Skro, a.k.a. Ben Skowronek. Oh, it felt so good to do that, man. I missed that so much. Dylan, the Los Angeles Rams, sir. You're a big believer in this Rams team. They've got a tough road ahead of them. It's hard to repeat as a Super Bowl champion, especially when you're losing pieces like Von Miller, Darius Williams, Sony Michel, Austin Corbett. Not even listed on here is Odell Beckham Jr., who obviously tore his ACL, who might not be back next season. This is the Rams' upcoming free agents. Dylan, with this free agency class, who do you think their number one target should be?
They got to look to the offensive line, and I look at a great offensive guard in Mark Glowinski from the Indianapolis. I mean, Mark Lewinsky, you look at this guy, he's got the big old beard, and he's just a big boy. You stuff on the line and block. I mean, that's what he can do. And you know, this Rams team, they lose a couple guards. You saw Corbett there on the list. They lose their center as well. They're going to need help on that offensive line to protect a quarterback. And Matthew Stafford, who's only getting older, who's been injury prone at times, where he's not injury prone, but he's dealt with a few back injuries and stuff like that when he was in Detroit. And the Rams, although they didn't have a horrible offensive line last year, they think they ranked in like 20th when it comes to sacks allowed. They were pretty solid in that area. So there are losing pieces. That's a need that they need, because offensive line, you see that go down, that could have a big effect on your season. You need an offensive line.
And now, obviously, I mean, they're losing pieces on that offensive line. Andrew Whitworth is retired. Andrew Whitworth is retiring, correct? He's done, right? He's done. No,
he hasn't announced it yet, but I think that's what everybody's leaning towards.
Yeah,
Wayne Gretzky, they said, almost talked him out of retirement, because he said the best thing about winning one is go win another one. And it kind of, thought about it, but I do think he'll retire. And to Dylan's point, the offensive line is going to be an issue going forward. And then obviously their salary cap struggles that they have as well. So,
yeah, right now they are $13 million under or over the salary cap right now. They're going to have to do some finagling here. I just want to ask you guys this question. AJ, if you were a player, are you on the team of reconstructing your contract for the betterment of the team, or would you be money, give me the money?
I mean, so I get what you're asking, but it really does depend on where you are in your contract status or your career, because at one point in time, you only have that real one contract unless you're a ridiculous star that you can really get paid. So if I can get that contract, I'm probably going to do it. If I'm later in my years, absolutely. Let's reconstruct. Let's get it. The quarterbacks are the hardest ones to do that, though, because that's where your heft is going. If you're a quarterback and you can find a way to get your deals outside of football, that's the best way to win. You get a lower contract, fill up the rosters, the Tom Brady model. You go win Super Bowls and get sponsorships and deals, and a rich model wife, of course. She the breadwinner. She the breadwinner. Make no mistake.
Breadwinner like I'm Kevin Gates.
Oh my goodness, Aaron! From this list of free agents for the Rams, who would you say is the biggest priority for this team?
I think it's right to Dylan's point. It's Austin Corbett. I'm a believer that Super Bowls are won in the trenches. We talked about Von Miller coming over there and making an impact, but the fact of the matter is if you can't block on the offensive line, ask Joe Burrow the second half of that game, ask Patrick Mahomes the last year's Super Bowl. You're not going to win. And so I think the big focus has to be on that offensive line, protecting Matt Stafford. Losing guys like Sony Michel or Von Miller, I feel like they can go out and replace those kind of guys that are veterans on minimum salaries that are willing to take less money because they've already made their money in their career and they want to go to a place that they can win. I think it's going to be big that they go out and address the offensive line.
Big time. Let's see if the Rams can go do that and repeat as Super Bowl champions. Always tough to do.